And the root cause, this man on the left, which you see, is a Mohammad Bouazizi. 2010, a Tunisian fruit vendor who really started what is called as a violence in the Middle East, which has erupted recently. His fruits were taken by the police, and he asked them to return it. The police asked the bribe, and he was fed up. But he was not fed up momentarily. There is a big history behind it, that Tunisia was going through the crisis of a drought, which was a result of the climate change. And then his self-immolation, he set himself on a fire, and then he died, and then the protest started in the Middle East. That was the starting point. So climate change, the environmental degradation started the crisis which we have. Same thing about the Syria. The Syria's crisis today has a long history of 10 years of drought. And we have, not only in Syria, not only in Tunisia or Middle East, this is a Wall Street of USA, where people, they are getting fed up by seeing this kind of inequality and social exclusion. And these fights, you see, is not a Middle East or something. And I was in Peru, and I've seen the water shortages coming up in Latin America. And our chief guest today, Nizel, he comes from Los Angeles, and he has already gone through the last 3-4 years of water crisis. And we knew how the California lived with this drought for so many years, 4 years. I mean, it's such a rich country, a rich province of USA, that if you take its economy and its GDP, probably it will be the 9th country in the world, if at all it is a country. And that country, however rich it is, went through this kind of a crisis. Number of people which are displaced today are rising every day. They are refugees, they are forcibly displaced, and there is an internal displacement on their own because the resources are not available to them. 24 people are forced to flee each minute in 2015. They are leaving their house. And there's a 65.3 million people displaced in 2015. That number is rising every day. And that is what is causing the conflicts. 1 in every 113 people, 113 people on earth is an asylum seeker, internally displaced or a refugee person. Every minute, 24 people are displaced. And that's why United Nations came out with what is called as a Millennium Development Goals. Is a goal setting as a problem solution tool. Is a solution tool for goal setting. And they set up 8 Millennium Development Goals in 2000 to be achieved in 2015. And those were the goals. Those were related to the extreme poverty, education, health, and gender equality. It also related to the environmental sustainability. 2015 has passed. The goal setting was finished in 15 years. And what happened? We had a mixed success. The goal of reducing the poverty by half was achieved. But the goal in case of education is not achieved. The goal of setting a peace is not achieved. Of course, my supreme boss, Kofi Annan, at that time, got a Nobel Peace Prize, but the job was not done. This was a real picture of showing the results of a goal set for the poverty removal, which was achieved. And this was an official figure where in a health case, the children dying each day, there was a goal set which was not achieved. And I think we have to continue doing that. It was realized that it is important to get a private sector in. Today we see that in the Rotary, we have a number of people, number of Rotarians who are coming from the business and they are contributing themselves. And we say that peace is a better business and a business makes a better peace. And the peace is a sustainable business and sustainable business makes sustained peace. In 2015, because job was not done, there was another target. And there's 17 Sustainable Development Goals, which was agreed by United Nations General Assembly on 25th September 2015. We already are more than 1 year down the lane. And the people are already doing a review of the reports country-wise to see where exactly we are in meeting these targets. And most of these goals are related to poverty, health, education, water, sanitation, environment, and also related to the energy and what is called as developing a partnership and a community spirit. Let me come to the clinical practice. Let me come to the solutions now. We are 1 year down the line of Sustainable Development Goals. We have less than 14 years left to achieve these goals. There are a number of people who are optimistic. For example, I'm sure the Rotary Club members are optimistic about achieving them, because number of the goals which Paul Nitzel talked about, he talked about 8 goals, many of them match with the Sustainable Development Goals. So there is a chance of collaborating with each other by using not a target as a tool, not only clinical practice as a tool, but actually doing it and treating the patient. And this is what I come to my project, which I'm going to talk to you. This is not a vision. This is not a dream. It has already started. And this is addressed to the students and the faculty of MIT. This is called as a Smart Campus Cloud Network. It is for not only for growth, but it is for the development. And it is not only for development, but for a sustainable development. And because peace remains sometimes as an abstract and a subject which does not command attention, the growth, it commands attention. The development does not command much attention. And we are trying to get the attention to the peace and the sustainable development in a campus where exactly the peace should be starting. Being smart by learning to be sustainable. This project is not about workshops. It's not about awareness. It's not about booklets. It is not about the books. It's not about brochures. It is about actually doing the sustainable development in a campus. I have identified about 4 goals within a 17 SDGs, which probably the university campus students and the faculty try to achieve it within the campus. And those are 7, 11, 12, and 17. 17 is about partnership, getting the people together, which Paul Nitzel talked about. He talked about getting the communities together. And the short form is SCCN. It's a Smart Cloud Campus Network. Smart Campus Cloud Network. It uses the data which you will be generating, you will be improving upon, and the data related to energy consumption, water consumption, waste, sustainable transport. It is all about the health. It's about the nutrition in your campus, the canteen in the campus. That data will be on a cloud. We are using a big data analytics. Why in a cloud? Because then you will be able to talk to the communities in another country. Similarly, the university in Peru, the university in USA will be on a cloud. You will be able to compare where you stand on that. Whenever you go to the campus, today everybody is busy in planting trees, which is good. Busy in replacing the LED, which is good. The busy in buying the 5-star air conditioners, which is good. But do you compare that yourself, where exactly you stand as compared to the campus in Washington, in New York, in California, or to that matter in Japan, or to that matter another campus in India, how they are doing it. And this is what exactly this cloud is going to do. That cloud today is in operation. That is that cloud. That is a picture of the cloud of Symbiosis Institute today. You can see it provided you have password and a user word, which is given only by the Symbiosis management to the students there. And you will be able to, let's say, MIT has already registered with Sustainable Smart Campus Cloud Network, and their data also will be on this. And then there will be dialogue between MIT and Symbiosis. Tomorrow, the university in Peru, which is also registered, and their data soon will be in a cloud, they will be able to compare it. And they will be probably able to not only being efficient, green, but they will be able to save the money and do what is called as a sustainable development. So it is learning to be sustainable, performing to be efficient, and building to be green. It is, in fact, pilot for a smart cities. and smart India or smart any other country. And this is a win-win-win for a stakeholder. There is an advantage for the educational institutions because their image improves. There is for the corporates who will take part in providing you various cloud platform things. And there is an NGO and a government who will be having what is called as a pilot evidence on that. The students and the faculty will come together and will have a clinical practice approach. It's not only mechanical engineers will come or civil engineers come. They will all come together, even from the physics student, and they will start debating on how to develop our campus into sustainable campus, rather than it is coming from some guidebook. They themselves have potential to carry out a sustainable development. I told that it is not a vision, it is not a dream, it has started. 9 campuses have been registered, 20 campuses will soon be registered, and 1 campus cloud network is already initiated, which is on a cloud. And we have what is called as a campus time app, which is only available to the registered students from the university who will be able to dialogue with each other on ideas on sustainable development. And all that is free. A small step towards smart India it is. And that's the end. I of course respect Swami Vivekananda, who has talked about spiritualism, who has talked about inner strengths, having a confidence in ourselves that I will achieve the goal. He has told us about talk for 1 minute per day to yourself. If you don't do it, you will miss the opportunity of talking to the best person in the world. Talk few minutes with yourself. That is the kind of confidence Swami Vivekananda tried to give it. And I think that is a message which Paul Nessel also gave. That it is not a spectator. It's not a spectatorship. It is a partnership. The peacemaking and a sustainable development is a partnership which does not have a textbook. It is to be done by ourselves. And just 2 days back, I want to end with Mark Zuckerberg, because I think most of you are on a Facebook. You know, first time he was terrified the way I described to you how terrifying it is to see that membership of Facebook is increasing and how it is being misused for certain things. He was really worried. You should read that letter of 5,500 words, what he's talking to his employees about. But he has also given interviews to BBC, and that's what he says. Building millions of small communities for our personal, emotional, and spiritual needs is the need of today. It's not only connection. It's not only having a 5,000 connecting friends with you, but having those friends which share emotional and spiritual needs. Remember Mark Zuckerberg in California and USA, in this time, talks about spiritual needs. Isn't the world changing? Isn't it another hockey stick of spiritualism? I think that's what exactly he's trying to say. That gives us a sense of hope and a purpose in life. I always respect coming over here in MIT and learning from Dr. Vishwanath Karad about how to match engineering with the spiritual, ethical techniques. I'm trying to see that mechanical engineering is not a clinical practice, but the spiritualism is a clinical practice, because it looks at all other possible options, assesses them, and tells us which exactly is the way to go ahead with. And I feel that MIT has become one of my favorite places to come. And I have a distinction of addressing MIT Pune as well as MIT USA. I have friends in MIT Pune, and I have friends in MIT USA as well. In fact, I know Robert Stone very well. He's engaged in the India Tata project in MIT, talking about the very same issues about the sustainability. And I think that bond that I have developed with MIT I think we'll be able to see the dream of Paul Nitzel of getting the communities in MITs and other universities together to see that we really go on making the peace and not just talk about it. Thank you very much.